Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. We are Millennial Mom. If you don't know who is who, I'm Millennial. This is Mom. Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, I'm Mom or Kay from Millennial Mom, and today we're going to talk about Married at First Sight, Season 17, Denver, Episode 2, Rocky Mountain Romance. Now, before I begin, just like with any other video, if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, please consider subscribing, hit that like button, leave your comments, and hey, tell a friend that Mom or Kay from Millennial Mom does the Married at First Sight franchise. So let's get started. And we're picking back up with Emily and Brennan, who got married last episode. Now they're getting to know each other after the ceremony and everything like that. Now remember, Emily is the bride who's never been in love before and has never been in a serious relationship. Now as Emily and Brennan are talking, he's asking her, so are you serious? You've never been in a serious relationship? Emily says, well, not a serious one, but you know, I've been in a relationship before. And I'm like, that's better, because she made it seem like she was never in a relationship, period. And then, of course, to top it off, she's never been in love. And let me just say, when they get married, I think they got married like January, February-ish. I'm gonna say late January. It's freezing in Denver, okay? There's snow on the ground. They're covered up. They have a fire pit out there so they could get warm. I'm like, can we talk on the inside maybe? Like, there's no room where we can chit chat. Why do we have to be out here freezing? But again, if you live in Colorado, maybe you're used to those conditions. Then Emily asked Brennan, so do you like to party, or does your family like to party? Brennan says he's 100% Russian. He says that his dad doesn't drink water to hydrate. He drinks vodka. And Emily says, well, she likes to go out. She likes to party. Now, Brennan, I know you weren't there at the bachelorette party, but Emily was literally showing her behind and everything else. All right, so there's a quick scene with Becca and Austin picking out dress and tuxedos. Becca says that she doesn't like to go by traditional norms and that she wants her wedding dress to be just that, non-traditional. Austin describes himself as an atypical Coloradan. He said he's fun, he's goofy, and he likes the outdoors. He said he's looking for a style that won't run off his wife, and that he wants his wife to think he has style at the same time. Now, when he first tries on a suit or tuxedo, it's all green, and his friends and family are like, whoa, like you're gonna choose green? I thought it was nice. It was a nice dark hunter green. It wasn't something like neon or something that would like clash or throw off a wedding venue. Austin does tell us that his ultimate goal is to find the love of his life, and that he's always dreamed of the white picket fence experience. That, to me, the white picket fence means the wife, the 2.5 kids, the dog, the home with the white picket fence. So that's what Austin is looking for. Becca is saying that during this experience, she has broken out of her anxiety because that's kept her down for a bit, and that she feels like now she's going to be in her comfort zone and she's ready to meet her husband. Then we also have Clare and Cameron. They're both out looking for their wedding attire with their friends and family. Now, remember, Clare is also a therapist, and she says that she's in a point in her life where she's very secure and she's ready to live and grow with someone instead of depending on someone. And she also admits that she has had growing up a self-image problem. So maybe she had feelings of maybe she was like too heavy, too thin. Maybe she's going through something with maybe anorexia or bulimia. She's worked through that, and she feels like she's in the best place of her life right now. Now, Cameron, his extended family, his mom, dad, and his brother are still in New Zealand. And so he is depending on his friends who he's met in Colorado when he moved there 10 years ago to help him pick out his suit and just to help him get ready for the entire Married at First Sight process. Cameron says he moved to Colorado 10 years ago with a suitcase and $5,000. He said that he was stepping out into the moment that defined him, and he also feels like Married at First Sight is also one of those things that will define him as well. Next up is Lauren and Orion. They're getting ready to walk down the aisle, but first they're prepping. He's putting on his tux, she's putting on her dress. They're both nervous, excited, and anxious. Orion says he's been ready to get married since the age of 13. Orion said it's been a long-standing love story in his family about how his grandparents got together, so he wants to emulate what they have. Lauren's family is saying how she knows when it comes to her husband what she's gonna like. Is she gonna be interested in his personality versus physical appearance? And then Lauren says that you could turn a 4 into a 5, but you can't turn a 2 into a 5. So I guess she's saying physical appearance is important to her. Now, Orion's family is asking him what he's looking for in his wife's personality. Orion says more than anything, he wants to connect with someone on a spiritual level. He said he feels like that is where everything will come into play. That's where the ancestors and everybody will guide him. He said the physical thing is great, but the spiritual, the inside, is where it's at. And I have to say, I agree with that, especially to me, the older you get, yes, the physical appearance is good to have. You know, beauty is an eye of the beholder, but that inside is what determines someone's character. As Lauren finally has her dress on, I think she looks very nice. Her natural hair is popping. I enjoyed that. Now, before Orion and Lauren actually get to the altar, there is a gift exchange. So Lauren gives Orion a flask, and Orion gives Lauren some turquoise. So both Lauren and Orion have that connection to the ancestors, to their culture that they want to find in a partner. So now it's time for Lauren and Orion to meet at the altar. I always find it interesting when the friends and family give little tidbits about what their soon-to-be husband or wife is about. So for Lauren, her family and friends were saying things like she likes to read books, she's a true Sagittarius woman, and she's kind of like of a nerd when it comes to certain different things. And then Orion's family says he's a jack of all trades, but still learning how to put his hair in that bun, and that his culture plays a role in everything he does. They both say that the experts did a good thing for them to match him. And I think they have to, at least for right now, because it's still very early, but as far as what they're looking for, yeah, I think so. So when they read their vows, I think those were definitely the best vows I've heard on MAFS. And on top of that, okay to that nice long kiss they both had. So after Lauren and Ryan get married, we see, for some reasons, the producers or whomever felt it was necessary to play out the backstory on Michael, the jilted groom. So Michael is talking with his friends. He said that he's ready to get married. He knows that he's a quirky guy. He said his style is eclectic, and he might not be a lot of people's cup of tea. So while he's getting ready, talking to his friends, here comes the gift exchange. So producers bring him the gift from the bride, and it is actually the crown and the sword that he had at the altar. Now, this whole time, producers had us thinking that Michael just came out the blue and with his tuxedo had on a crown and brought a sword with him, but nope, it was a gift from the bride. Really? The crown and the sword was the actual plot twist? Was that necessary? I don't think so. And then we see Michael again at the altar, what we saw last week, the bride coming down. She gets to Michael, and Michael's like, hey, I'm Michael. And the bride says, oh, I'm sorry, I can't do this. And then walks out the venue. Everyone in the room is shocked. He put his faith on the line too to come to Married at First Sight. I'm sure it's difficult to marry a stranger, but I want to know, as I mentioned last week's episode, why just show Michael's face and not the bride's face? I mean, they both should have signed the same contract, so the bride gets to save face literally and not be embarrassed, but Michael does? Yeah, I don't like that. So after Michael leaves the altar, he goes back to the room where he was getting dressed before, and his friends were giving him hugs and they're giving him encouragement like, you know what, don't let this dissuade you from getting married in the future, or dissuade you from knowing that you're a good guy. You're a great guy and you deserve better. And yes, you do deserve better. And then we see Michael read a letter from the jilted bride. So she gave the actual wedding gifts before and time to write a note. And the note said something about apologizing for not being able to marry a stranger, and thanked him for being gracious and wishes him the best going forward. Again, the extended coverage of what happened, we could have saw that last week and kept it all to just the weddings this week. So now it's time for the second wedding. is Becca and Austin, and Becca is nervous, yes, excited. She says that being a wedding photographer has prepared her for the moment, and she knows that things can go wrong on your wedding day. Austin is ready for the whole picket fence, his forever, he's all in. Becca's getting her makeup done, putting on her gown. And one of Becca's friends asked her, will she tell her husband about her medical challenges? She said that she would, but she would wait for him to be just a little bit more comfortable, or maybe them to get a little bit more comfortable together before, she breaks the news about her condition. Now, Austin, when we see him, he says he hopes that his wife is independent and social, but if not, then it just is what it is. Now, his friends say, so if she's not independent and social like you're looking for, will you stay in it? Austin says, well, to stay in it, all the what ifs would be vague, and he's not trying to be less than 100% committed. He is all in, period. Now, when the gifts arrive for the bride and the groom, Becca gives Austin a digital fun camera, and then Austin gives Becca different aromas, different scents to awaken her palate. So when Becca opens up the gift, she said, oh my gosh, like, who is this guy? She said it's actually the same perfume that she wears every day. Matter of fact, she has it on now. So she feels like, wow, like, let's get married. I'm ready to go. So as the couples meet at the altar, I think it was a really cute way that Becca made her entrance. She actually came in from the side doors. Hey, that's my husband up there. It's Austin. I'm Becca. And so that broke the ice with everybody. So now we hear the friends and family say what it is about the couples. And they say that Becca has a huge heart, and not just she has a huge heart, she will capture your heart, not just in the traditional way, but because she's a wedding photographer and is able to capture the moments that maybe no one else can see. Becca's friends and family also say that she is never on time, she's always late, and then they slid in a little something like, she's a nerd, but she could also be a sex kitten when you need her to be. Now, the look on Austin's mother's face, because Austin's mom really don't want him to go through this process, like, I don't need to hear all that. And then she's like, oh my gosh, I promise I didn't write that. That's what Becca said. Now, when it came to Austin's family, they say he's a tried and true Coloridian, and don't expect him to be anywhere on time. So they both have that in common. So they both are late, so they need to clearly set their clocks 15 minutes ahead so that maybe they can be on time. They say that he also has a strong group of friends that he's known for many years, and now it includes you. So I think when they got to the vow part, they were very nice and very quirky. And one thing they both learned, that they like to game. And Austin was like, oh, I have that gaming system back in the room. And Becca was like, oh, you do? What's your favorite character? So, okay, Married at First Sight. I think so far, I like them together. They seem to be very evenly matched. All right, now after Becca and Austin get married, we go back to Lauren and Orion to talk after their wedding. Now there's a 2-year age difference in age, with Lauren being 2 years older, and Lauren goes, oh, I've never dated someone younger. Now 2 years really isn't that big of a difference. They actually learned that they're both Sagittariuses. They have Sagittarius moon rising, moon falling, and a Libra sun, whatever that means. If you follow astrology, I guess that means something to you. So they both were like, wow, really? So they connected on that. I don't think they had any awkward conversation at all, but I will say this. I think that Lauren is a bit of an over-talker, and Orion does not give me that kind of energy, like he's into all of that. So for now, I'm on the fence with this couple. I'm 50-50. I can lean either way with them. Okay, so now we move back to Becca and Austin. So as they go out after the ceremony to see what more to know about each other, Becca is definitely on cloud 9. When Austin offers her some champagne, she says that she doesn't drink, but she's happy giving everybody else shots. Becca said that she feels like Austin seems very nice and sweet and is genuine, and she loved the fact that he was emotional at the altar. Austin said he doesn't know why he was, because he never cries. I'm thinking, well, maybe you feel like you're finding you forever. I mean, this could possibly be it. So then Becca asked Austin, so where is it that you live? Austin said he lives in Denver. He's from there. She said, so who do you live with? He said he lives with a roommate named Kyla. He said he's known her for like 8 years. He's known his other friends for 10 years through college. So his friend group is someone he's known for quite a long time. So, you know, they're not going anywhere. And Becca has a large friend group as well. So who knows? They may come together as one big happy family at the end of this. And so when they get to talk about their careers, Austin said he's a software developer. Becca says that she's a photographer and has her own studio and has 3 people who work for her. And you know what? They both feel like they know each other already. I'm gonna say it again. I like this couple to start. I think they've been matched fairly well. Now it's finally to Clare and Cameron's wedding day. Clare describes it as surreal. She's emotional that her grandmother can be there, but emotional in a different way that her brother, who unfortunately lost his life because he was dealing with mental issues, is not there. So she says that she knows that her brother has guided her through the process and can feel his energy and his spirit. Now Cameron, his friends and family are in New Zealand for the wedding. They can't be there. He said he knows that his newfound family will fill in the gap for his future wife and hopes it won't be a problem. We get back to Clare's family when she's getting ready and her makeup on and her dress. Clare's sisters are happy for her, but she has one sister in particular that's sitting with her mom saying, listen, we're happy for you. We really don't care for you to go through the process, but we're happy for you, okay? But we need the husband that you're gonna marry to have a high drive. We need him to have a great job. He needs to treat you right. He needs A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the way to Z. Because if he doesn't, listen, no judgment, but we require and we expect it for you. I'm like, wait. You can't have it both ways. You can't say, you know, your requirements for what you want him to be and then say no judgment at the same time, because the no judgment is canceled out by the requirements. But Clare said, you know what, as long as he treats me right, we're on the same page and we could grow forward, there's no reason for you all to be as concerned as you are. But I did understand what the family was saying, because again, when you marry a stranger, you truly don't know who or what you're getting. Now, when it's time for the gift exchange, we see Clare give Cameron a gift of fabric, and the note explains that is fabric from her family crest, from their family lines that go all the way back to the lineage in Scotland. And when we see Cameron, his gift to Clare, they're all trying to figure out what it is. It's a stuffed animal called Kiwi. And the sisters are looking like, I know he didn't. Because they were like, what are you supposed to do? Walk down the aisle with this? Clare said, I'm not doing that. But what I think it is, I think it's the state or country animal of New Zealand that Cameron gifted to Clare. So maybe she'll find that out next week. Because guess what? Next week, we're going to see Clare and Cameron get married after all. And then we're also going to see the other couples at the wedding receptions, and that's where their friends and family get to talk to the new husbands and the wives individual to find out about their personalities, what their likes, their do's, and their don'ts. So that's always interesting to me. And also the honeymoons, to me, is where the true Married at First Sight experience begins. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, comment, and share. And until next time, everyone, live simply, be grateful.